Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we are talking about the trade between hell and fire, and that is the Jacob Markstrom trade to the New Jersey Devils. And this is an interesting one because it's these goalie trades, right? All the trades for goaltenders, before I even address this, they're never what you want them to be, right? You always think like a big goaltender, like a Markstrom, which I guess is a good time for him to get traded because his value is pretty low for the Flames this year, but whatever. But even for the Ullmark trade, where it's like, you think that these big-name goalies are going to go for something big. If UC Saros finally gets dealt, you're probably thinking like, oh, like if like Saros for Marner is like a one-for-one deal, and it's like, no, that's never going to happen. Because look at what Jacob Markstrom gets traded for, right? Kevin Ball, which is a fine young defenseman, and I'll talk more about that in a second, and a 2025 first-round protected pick. Listen, because here's the issue with all these picks, and I'm going to talk more about it here, but this is such a low ball return, right, for Jacob Markstrom, which I guess right now is a fine time for him to strike, but let's break this down. So Kevin Ball, the return for the Calgary Flames, 6'6", 23-year-old defenseman, 216 pounds, a fine NHL experienced defenseman, very young, he's got a lot of time to grow, but his ceiling is a secondary pairing guy who is a good defenseman, good in his D zone, not like the best, not the fastest, but strong, big body, you can block shots. He's going to be one of those lower depth defenders, right? He's going to be on the third line pairing, maybe at most second, or depending on how a team wants to structure themselves, but always going to be like that number 5 or 6 defenseman, and Just nothing truly amazing about him, right? Fine defenseman, right? I do like Kevin Ball, but nothing like huge about him other than his actual size. And then a 2025 first-round protected pick. Now, the condition, and as I just said it because I'm an idiot, is top 10 protected, right? The Devils are trading for Jacob Markstrom, hoping to be really good. Now, I am a believer that if the Devils were not so like banged up and injured and all torn up and had a horrible season and a horrible coach, that this team would have been would have replicated what they did 2 years ago, would have made the playoffs, maybe gotten past the first round, maybe not, but would have made the playoffs regardless, would have had a strong season, made it high in the Metropolitan Division. But they don't. And they have a very bang-up year, and they end up with a solid pick. And this season, this draft, 2024. So instead of the Calgary Flames trading away their former Vezina nominee goaltender, who is a very good goaltender on a very bad defensive team, instead of trading for the Devils' top pick this season, they're going with next year's, where this team is going to be most likely more healthy than they were last year. It looks like they're very much primed for a lot of their young guys to even take a big step forward. Guys like Holtz with a new coach, where they're not going to make the same mistakes and stuff, and have a bang-up year and probably make it into the top 10 of the NHL. That would be my guess. And they're going to have like the number 23rd or something pick in the draft. So the Flames traded for Kevin Ball, a pretty nothing defenseman whose ceiling is not very high, and a very late first round pick. That is the return for Jacob Markstrom, a goaltender that we know can rob games, can be a Vezina candidate, he's a huge goalie, can play strong, he's got amazing games, he's wanting to win games. He's one of those Swedes that just want to win. He's got a not fiery attitude, but he's got that dog in him, I would say. Like, he's one of those goalies that really can rob a game in my eyes. And to me, for the Devils' sake, right? Does this fix them? No. But it is a huge step forward in my eyes. To me, they have a goaltender who can be consistent, who can be strong, who's going to be a good presence in net and on this team. And alongside him, I think this team is going to go in a great direction. I made a video last year about the Devils Dynasty, and I'm going to do that video again. But with me, in my eyes, with Sheldon Keefe now at the forefront of this team, coaching him, he's not going to make those same stupid mistakes that Lindsey Ruff made. Letting Nemec keep playing, even though he's clearly not NHL ready, which I think he will be this year, or if he's not, then Sheldon Keefe will not make those same idiotic mistakes with him, but I would assume he is. But anyways, but not just that, but with the decisions to keep guys like Alexander Holtz down the lineup, even though he's having a fantastic, but a good, better season than other players that he's going to keep up on the list, right? I think Sheldon Keefe is going to make those big decisions that really were holding down this team a lot of times. Plus, the injuries are going to be gone, hopefully. They're going to be healthier this season. They're going to have a full team. They're all ready to go. Their number one defenseman, Dougie Hamilton's hopefully not going to play just 20 games this season. They have a way better goaltender who can be much better at robbing games, especially on a new team invigorated like this guy and the energy of this team. All of the things seem like they're going to go in an amazing direction for this team, for the Devils. So to me, this was the perfect trade. I personally thought that they should have gone for John Gibson, but I think this for Markstrom just feels like a better trade. He just feels more right in a Devils jersey in my eyes. I think he's the best option out of who they had. I think Saros is definitely going to be, I don't know, I don't think Saros is like the goalie for them. Gibson would have been my other pick. Olmark, not really. I think Jacob Markstrom is that goaltender who really fights to win, and that's what the Devils needed. And that is a different attitude in net than they had before, and I'm really excited for the Devils. But to me, it's just everything going forward for them, right? The injuries are gone. The defense seems like it's going to get better. Hughes and Nemec are just going to get better. The amazing offense this team brings, like, this team feels ready to begin a big dynasty. Markstrom in net is that goaltender that they've been waiting for, and everything seems aligned for them to have a fantastic season. And for the Flames, to me, this is just a horrible trade. Like, this trade, you get nothing out of it. You don't get the Devils' amazing pick that they have still, that the Devils are going to be able to draft someone pretty high unless they trade it to someone else and get even more assets coming into the team. There's just so much good for the Devils. This is a huge robbery for them, and this feels like a huge win for the Devils. And also, this guy, look at this amazing setup that he always has for, like, the Blasty jerseys. This helmet, oh my god. Like, I cannot wait to see what he has ready for us in store for the Devils, especially, like, the alternates, the jerseys, like, what he's going to do with that, and then his helmet just in general. Like, I hope he keeps, like, that skull, but make it, like, a devil. That would be so cool looking, but overall, I guess for this trade, all I've got to say is that Jacob Markstrom, amazing, perfect fit for me in New Jersey. I think he's going to fit amazingly with them. I think this is this team. I think the Devils have a lot of good things going for them. I'm going to remake the Dynasty video again this offseason, and I just think this is a huge win and a huge loss for the Flames. But anyways, that is all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I am begging you, please subscribe. And until next time, too sweet. Have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.